you're here. Hey, it's me, Elder Ferris, here on the Motherboards.org YouTube channel. And today, we've got a really unique unboxing for all of you folks. Okay, so the unboxing, that was kind of a joke, just kidding with you guys. Now we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to disassemble this new Thermaltake Level 10 GT. The things that did come in the case though, you get these little things for your cable management right here, and there's all the screws, which we're going to talk about, which help mount all your internal drives that you're going to need to install in this case. This right here is an external power cable. It's actually a power extender cable, so if you hook your power supply up and you can't hook the 8-pin power to your motherboard, this is an extender cable. I don't know really what its use is, but maybe we'll figure out as we go along. There's also a buzzer in here to hook to your motherboard for sound if you don't have it. You get the keys, which I had actually kind of pull off the back of the case. These open all the unlock features that I'll show you in the case on the side. Then we also have the Level 10 GT user's manual, which basically shows you how to use the case, how to install your motherboard, and how to use the features of the case. So I'm going to start off showing you guys the very front, talk about its features. In the very front of the case, at the top, we have the power and we have the reset button. Then over here, we have 4 USB standard 2.0 drives, and we also have a connection right here for your microphone and for your headphones. Over here are all the lights. These lights light up your system and show you if these drives down here are working or not. Up here, we have 4 5 1/4 bays. These bays are accessed by either removing these parts here, by popping them out, or by actually removing the front of the case. We also have one single external 3.5 bay. Then we're moving down here. Down here, we have 5 hot swappable SATA compartments. Now this is something that I've never seen on any other case in my life, and it reminds me so much of my Mac that it's just an awesome feature. So, like I said before, everything's removable. So I'm going to start off right now. I'm going to go ahead, since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and pull the front of the case off. Also, one thing I want to mention back here, every one of the single things in here for all your fans and all your bays has a mesh screen for catching dust. All of these are cleanable. You can spray them with air. You could even rinse them with water and clean them out if you so wish. That's a really good feature of the case as well. It keeps dust out of your case. We have right here a 200 by 200 by 20 fan. This is your intake fan. This is actually pushing air through the system and across these removable drive bays right here. So next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the case to the side. Now, another really unique feature about this case is that it has a swivel door. There's actually a button you've got to push down underneath here, and this thing right here enables the entire door to swing open. The first I've seen. Now, on this, there's also an additional 200 and 200 by 20 fan. It also has a louver right here, and what this fan does is it takes air into the system and blows it across your motherboard, which will be mounted in here. Now, some people will complain that there's no removable motherboard tray. That's a dumb feature. It doesn't matter because there's a big hole right inside of here that you can access from the other side to, change your CPU if you so need to be. Also internally, we have 2 cables right here. These are for those 2 USB 2.0 devices that we talked about. We also have another fan header here. This is for the rear fan right here. This fan's a 145 by 145 fan. It's kind of hard to see in the angle that we're going here, but it's pretty cool. As I was talking about before, one of the very unique features about the Thermaltake Level 10 GT is the availability to use hot swappable SATA drives. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these right here on the case. Now these are accessed by pushing a button that's on the front of the case, which unlocks the drive bay and makes the drive bay removable. Internally, it might be a little bit hard for you folks to see, but there are little tiny things in here, which is basically a back plane, which you see in many high-end servers and other components, where you can just slide your drives in. Now, these are all hot swappable, which means that while your computer's running, since you have these drives, you could use them for storage, you could pull them in and out and not lose any of your information, even while your system's running. A very cool feature. Thumbs up seriously to the people at Thermaltake for designing this. So, I'm going to go ahead and close this up right here. Now we're going to go ahead and spin it around and show you guys the rear of the case. Here is the 145 by 145 rear exhaust fan. And for those of you people who want to use a liquid cooling system, there are actually little holes right here for you to run your intake and outtake cables through. As you can see right here in the end, there's where your power supply will be mounted. It'll fit any standard or larger power supply. On the bottom right here, I'm going to just go ahead and flip this up. Where your power supply is, there's actually a grill right here so that you can use your power supply fan that's sucking air in to keep it in cool, and there's still another vent here with a filter to keep the fan out of your power supply. A very nice feature. Plus there's little feet right here that pull out if you want to set your case down for balance. So I'm going to spin around the case now, show you guys the other side. Now this is pretty cool. I'm going to try to get it up here, try to get some focus pictures on here. Right here are all of your hot swappable SATA drives. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are your power. And what you do is you use your standard SATA cables that you use on your motherboard to plug into here. Then they go right through the cable management system over into the case. Here's an external little thing for your power, for your SATA. This can be used as an extension cable to plug into your motherboard, or to be used to plug in all these things right here. One of the main features also of the case is the cable management. You can see that all the cables around here are all routed very well. There's connectors that also come in the case to run all your wires, plus holes everywhere in the case so that you can very easily take your wires and remove them from the inside of the case out of the way of the view and making all your airflow go through the case. That is pretty cool. So I'm going to real quick too, folks, I'm going to flip back over to this side, because on this side right here are actually some of the features that have to do with that hot swappable I/O. So I'm going to pop this back open one more time. This cable right here, this plugs into your motherboard, and this gives power to all your fans. All these cables right here are all of the cables for your SATA, for your eSATA on top, which I'll show you in a second. And these all connect into your motherboard and your controls. So all these plug into your motherboard and they control the various features, such on and off buttons and all that. Pretty cool stuff. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and turn to the top. Let you guys take a look at the top of the case. I'll go ahead and just turn it all the way sideways like this. It can actually set like this, no problem. You can see right here that we have controls for all of the fans. We also have 2 of the USB 3.0 and your eSATA all here on the top for easy access. So I'm going to pop this back up, show you the cool side of it. So this is basically the Thermaltake Level 10 GT. It's totally geared for the high-end gamer and enthusiast. It has more features than I've seen in any other case. Hot swappable bays, filters all over the place, great intake, great exhaust, great design. Overall, at the end of the day, I have to say that this Thermaltake Level 10 GT is a serious editor's choice here on the motherboards.org YouTube channel.